But the so my use case is basically I wanted to drive up Google reviews. I've been working a lot on SEO. Um, Obviously, it helps with the local SEO, and if people come across our company, seeing a bunch of positive reviews would be helpful, build credibility. So I'm lazy. I don't like tedious tasks. So like just going the route of like every time we get a smile back, shoot them an email, ask them to do it, or just reaching out, periodically or having someone else reach out just didn't make a lot of sense. So I wanted to automate it and we use SmileBack. So I basically built out, I'll just share my screen here.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing inappropriate pops up.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
see my screen?
We're seeing your screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Walk us through this. Cool.
Yeah, so I created a demo one because I didn't want to, share the APIs and keys on the screen here. But basically, this is using SmileBack. So it's querying SmileBack for authorization code. This is basically just telling it to go every 2 hours. So basically setting the variable for the past 2 hours, and then this runs every 2 hours, as you can see. Pulls in the if there's any reviews, pulls it in one. If not, then obviously we'll have zero results. But then it iterates over them, saves them to an Airtable database, um, and then basically this is where ads comes in. So, well, actually, no. First, we're going to go to auto task. So it's going to auto task, pulling in the ticket details, pulling in the notes, then pulling in details, aggregating it so that I can feed it into hats. Um, so it's aggregating the notes, aggregating the time entries, parsing the text because if I just fire it over, it breaks the API. So I'm taking out line breaks and stuff.
And Jason, sorry to interrupt. Just so we all know what you're using here. This is make.com, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you're using the Hats API to bring in information. Can you just explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I think I've probably been bugging Mark about since we first met. So I've been working with make.com for probably the past year or so, building out automations. And, so obviously like that was as we are kind of getting um, on board with hats, it's like something I've been wanting because, you build out these apps and whether you're using hats AI or ChatGPT or anything, but kind of the next step is to automate the thing. So figure out, which is kind of what I did here, and I can kind of show you the Hats app. But I basically built the app in Hats, made sure it worked the way I wanted, and then I'm using the API to basically automate feeding the information into the app. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Um, so I guess let me jump into the app real quick and
Yeah.
pull the cord if I'm getting out of control here.
No, oh, good, Jason.
Um, yeah, so I pull the information from Autotask, and then this is the first I want to get um, an issue and a summary of it, because I'm trying to simplify it if there's a bunch of notes or if it, drags on for a week or something. Um, so basically, this is basically taking the issue and then giving me a short summary of the issue and the resolution, and I'm basically feeding in, um, the title of the ticket, the comments, and the notes. So that's kind of the first step in this automation here. It's querying that. I'll pull up so it's feeding in the Hats API, and I'm just feeding in the title, the comments, and then the parsed text. And then when that comes back, I feed it next to this generate review. So
Mm.
kind of the idea is not giving our clients homework that they have to think about what they want to say. So it's like,
Yeah.
let's have AI write the review for them. So I'm pulling the information from the ticket, feeding it into this generate review from ticket, and writing their review for them.
Wow.
So that's that's the next step here. So it's then
So from a customer perspective, they really don't have to do much, right? It's just all laid out, pre-drafted.
yeah, that was kind of the goal. I just wanted to be able to copy and paste it. If they like it, they can obviously customize. But I want to have, how it is when people ask you to write a referral letter or this or that, and you're like, oh, that's can you write it for me? And then I'll just sign it. That's like
Yeah.
creates a lot of work. So I just want to make it real easy. So we're feeding this over to Hats AI, the title, the comment, the ticket notes, the summarized issue and resolution, and that's then going to feed this generate review app that then writes back the comment for them.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
so, and then the rest of it is basically it's looking to see if this is the first ticket we've had from them. So it's checking
Mm.
for the contact. Um, if the contact exists, then it's just going to send them an email. If the contact doesn't exist, it's going to create a record in the contact table, um, because that lets me shut this off. So like once they do it,
Yeah.
then I can just go in and mark it as like, because we're offering a Starbucks gift card, so I don't want them like you know getting rich on
Yeah.
Starbucks gift cards. So um,
Yeah.
creating a contact record, I could just go in and say they've done it, and then it doesn't email them anymore.
You got a
Um,
bunch of people on this call going to write reviews now anyway, getting the gift cards set up.
yeah. So it just basically saves it, emails them. I used AI to create the format for me. Um, it sends this email out, and I'll kind of show you what the email looks like.
Yeah.
So this is what the email looks like. Just basically thanking them, offering the gift card. Here's the AI generated review. This is one I just, did
Mm.
myself for my own ticket. It writes this review for them. I have us takes them straight to our Google page to make the review. And then all they have to do is respond back with a screenshot, and then we send them a gift card.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Final question, Jason, before we move. Having gone through that process and it feels like, it might have taken you a bit of time to think through it, but ultimately you got that done. Have you now thought of other things? Like, is the muscle memory there a little bit to apply the API and the AI tool to different problems?
Yeah, so I built out automations to write content, blogs, and those type of things. And what I find is, so I have like Perplexity doing research for the blogs, and I have the blogs being written by ChatGPT. But then sometimes it takes the research and just like changes statistics. So I created an app in Hats to, basically you plug in the research and you plug in the blog, and it compares them,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tells you what needs fixed. So I have my son picking up some of my marketing stuff, and he's doing that manually, but I could basically not I can automate that, right? I could just do the same thing, just feed the data to the app and have it do it automatically and cut that
That's
step out.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank
Jason,
you.
thank you. We really appreciate you and popping on and taking some time. Hope somebody got some value. Brian
Yeah,
Shaw,
and
you.
and Jason, thanks. Really appreciate it.